Hey, welcome in everybody. I am the Crypto Bull God CBG, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. I hope everybody is having a good start to the week. It's Tuesday. We have some bullish momentum coming into the market. We're going to take a look at what is going on in the charts. How excited should we be? How cautious should we be still? We'll get into all of that, but I hope the week is starting off well for everyone. There's actually something I wanted to hit on before we get into the live stream here. Before we get into the charts, there's something I wanted to hit on. During my travels, hey Ricky, what's up, brother? Good to see you. During my work travels last week, I went to a really nice gym that's in the area. It's probably the thing I look forward to most when I travel there, just because I'm such a gym rat. And there was something I saw on the wall. If you follow me actually on IG at Crypto Bull God, you would have seen it. But there was a video that I put up, and in the gym, it's a really sweet gym, and they have signs up and things like when you're in the bathroom, signs that say "wash your fucking hands." Pretty straightforward. But on the one back wall, there's a picture of a Grim Reaper, and he's whispering like this. And the saying on the wall is that the struggle is necessary. And I just want to read to you, my thoughts, and I really want you to think about this for a moment before we get into the charts and really kind of just think on it. A life without it, struggle, means you aren't using your God-given abilities to their full extent, never challenging yourself to see what you are truly capable of in this life. A life without it would be one which is boring, full of complacency and no self-growth. Tell me I'll slow down. Tell me I'm getting older. Tell me I can't do it. Doubt me, please. All it does is motivate me. I will get it done. I will get it done. Because I've done it before, and so I know I can do it again. Those last three lines there, I really want you to think about this. I will get it done because I've done it before, and so I know I can do it again. I want you to really consider that in your own life, because we all go through adversity in life, and I think actually life would be quite boring without adversity, quite boring without struggling to achieve things in life that you're yearning for, that you desire, that you have passion for. And what happens in life, and I have found this for myself in the weight room actually, when I'm hitting a point, and we're going to use weightlifting as an example, when I'm hitting a point, when I'm going through a lifting session, or I'm trying to go after a goal of lifting a certain weight or a certain number of repetitions, whatever the heck my goal is, when mentally I feel a little like I'm doubting myself or fatigued, what I do is I draw back on prior experiences that were difficult, where I succeeded, right? And so what happens is success, which is a very subjective term, success, your own successes, they become cumulative in nature. It's like a snowball rolling down a mountain that is built. You know those cartoons where the snowball would get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? The more successes that you have in life, it is cumulative, and it becomes increasingly more powerful over time. I really want you to keep that in mind. I really want you to think about how that translates to your own life. And when you're coming up against, struggles in your life, are you going to face it head on and see it through, or are you going to shy away and not be challenged by that? Struggles are necessary in life for self-growth. So anyway, now that I've gone on my little whatever the heck that was, and I hope you found that you appreciated it, we're going to get into the charts, because we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum picking up in the charts. And we, by the way, you can follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TradingView. It's all one word, as I always say in my TA videos. Whoop, Crypto Bull God. All right. But we saw some positive news come in today for Grayscale. They won their lawsuit against the SEC. Gary Tyrant, Gensler. Gotta be careful with those swear words. You know, YouTube's gonna demonetize me now, so I can't. Once in a while, the way their policy works, I can throw out a swear word or two, but I have to tone it down a little bit so none of my videos get demonetized and I don't get a strike. But anyway, we had some real positive news come out today. It looks like the SEC keeps losing these major lawsuits. Thumbs up for everyone. I would appreciate the support for new tuning in. You know, the Ripple case was obviously a really big one. By the way, XRP community, there is that XRP video coming out later this week. So really good news, and we saw some bullish momentum come in here. So let's kind of talk about what we're seeing in the charts. I actually want to start... Get off this chart. I want to start with the weekly. Now, what did I say just yesterday? At the very least, I said I would anticipate that price is going to come up right to this 200 simple moving average, maybe wick above it. But ultimately, you know, we'll have to see if we can close the week above it. On the weekly, that's the name of the game. So from this weekly perspective, you can see the 200 simple moving average, if you look in the left-hand upper corner of your screen, we really want this week to close out at 27,600, because what that would mean is that even though we closed bearishly under the 200 simple moving average, we were able to regain it within 2 weeks. Now, as you also will recall, okay, if you watched my Bitcoin video from 1 week ago, okay, technically 8 days ago, when we got this bearish momentum in the price, and I had that video posted, Bitcoin time to worry with a question mark. I said, really in the next week or two, we need some sort of V-shaped recovery in the next week or two. Last week was not what I was looking for. Just came out here yesterday and said, yeah, you know, probabilities have significantly increased for me looking at the charts. We just covered this yesterday, that we're going to see a corrective move, right? We'd like to see some bullish momentum come in this month, because what that would mean for the monthly candlestick when it closes on, is it Wednesday or Thursday? If we can get bullish momentum in the charts going into Thursday, well, that monthly candlestick will print more bullish in nature, right? We don't want that medium-sized red candlestick on the monthly chart. It's a really important high time frame chart, okay? So we're starting to see that price action come in, but when can we start to feel, when will I, based on the charts that I have showed you, begin to say, hey, it looks like we have averted some of the corrective action that I think is most likely? When will the lesser of the probabilities play out and we're just going to snap out of this and never see further downside, which I would freaking love, as I'm sure you would too. When will I feel confident that will begin to happen? Well, I think step one, not I think, let me make the statement. Let me confirm with you that step one is we need to at least close this week above the 200 simple moving average, okay? The 200 simple moving average. The other way that you can continue to see progress on the charts, obviously, if we go to the 12-hour chart, we want to start to continue to make progress up to this 200 simple moving average. It would be very bullish if we can get above this 200 simple moving average by the end of this week. Okay, that would be at 28,450, which is interestingly very close to a key price level we discussed yesterday I'm about to get into. If we can close the week out above 28,450, that would be monumentally bullish, okay? On the daily, we need to start to make progress to stay above this 200 simple moving average. Again, all about the 200 simple moving average. Get above here. We definitely do not want to see a death cross on the daily. But what is the number one key area that I'm looking for price level? 28,300, because if we can get, and it would be very bullish if we can accomplish that this week, if we can get a candle body close above 28,300 this week, that is going to set us up very nicely, because remember, we re-entered the Gaussian channel I discussed yesterday. Historically, that is very bearish. There are significant drops in price, but I said, hold on a second. One of the things that is different this time is that the Gaussian channel just turned green. So could we Because we literally just turned green, could this time be different? We're seeing a little bit of volatility just as the Gaussian channel has turned green. Maybe we dip in here and this time really is different and we come out of it and just continue moving up. Very open to the idea. Just stating that, probabilistically, every time we've entered it, we've seen a massive downside. So I'm open to the idea that because this situation, this scenario is painting itself to be a little bit different because the Gaussian channel just turned green. Maybe we're seeing the end of the volatility to the downside and we're just going to continue churning up. What would also happen if we closed the week above 28,300? Well, number one, we would be very close to getting at or above the 200 simple moving average on the 12-hour. We know historically that's important. Number two, on the daily, that would mean we would be well above the 200 simple moving average on the daily. That would also be very bullish. But. What was the other chart we covered yesterday? The Williams alligator and the ADX and DI. If these charts start to revert back to a bullish manner, and this was nothing but a head fake, remember, these lines are starting to cross down. We just covered this yesterday. If price all of a sudden here jumps up all the way, it would, let me see, where would we jump up to? We would jump up right. Let's just say we close the week at 28,300 and keep it simple, okay? Right around here, okay? Right around there. If we're closing the week up here, now we're right between the green and red, which we have done in times past. The green line would start to curve back up against the red, be a little bit of a head fake. I think what would happen in the ADX and DI, you would see the ADX sort of flatten out here and want to begin to curl back up, which would be bullish. Look what's already happening on the DI indicator. Let me take off the ADX. Look what's already happening based on the bullish momentum that we're seeing today. Remember, these price indicators are going to change on a daily basis. They print on a weekly basis because this is a weekly chart, but they're going to change on a daily basis. And so what you're seeing right now, even though we got this bearish cross here that I was talking about, look what's happening. We're already starting to revert. If we can see us close the week at 28,300, we're going to continue seeing this green line go up and the red line is going to cross below 20, the trigger line, which would be very bullish. There is the possibility this week, if we see continued momentum to the upside, this will have been nothing but a head fake. The higher probability scenario for what these charts were saying could turn out to be a head fake, and the less probability, the least of the probabilities we talked about yesterday could play out, and we're not going to see any further downside. But we have to remain patient. Nothing has been confirmed yet. What do we want to see today? What would be ideal for today for price? When you see the crypto markets close the day today at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me put this on mute. I am not working. I've been off work for 20 minutes. Okay. When we close our daily candlestick today at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you want it at or above the 200 simple moving average. That would be at 27,474. So let me make it easy for you. 27,480. We want the price today to close at 27,480. All right? 27,480. All my electronics are going off. Okay? So that's what I would look for today, but that's really my update on Bitcoin. If we look at a few other, I have a bunch of different watch lists here. Everything's been moving today. I would say in terms of my portfolio, it feels like it's been a long time since I looked at my crypto portfolio and everything was green, right? Doesn't it feel like it's been a long time? By the way, for the Caspa community, do you like the shirt? You like the shirt I just tweeted out? Caspa, the friendly ghost dag. I found that on Etsy. Am looking to get a Digibyte shirt as well. I know someone from the community offered to send me a Digibyte shirt. I just have to get a post office box set up here so that my anonymity can remain intact. But I would love a Digibyte shirt as well. But I found this one online. I was waiting at the airport last week, kind of bullshitting around on my phone, and came across this, and I was kind of debating like what crypto shirt do I want to get. And I was interested in possibly getting a Casper shirt. And as soon as this one popped up, I was a Casper fan growing up as a kid. Casper the Friendly Ghost. So I had to get it. I'm even though I didn't really technically grow up in the 80s, I'm very much in 80s, like the 80s resonate with me. I like a lot of the music and the cartoons and movies and things like that. So anyway, where was I going here? Everything being green in the market. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what watch list you go through here that I have. Crypto sub 1. Looks like Curve is actually, where is Curve at? Ooh, Curve's down at 49 cents. I haven't been keeping track of it. XDC is having a very nice day, up at 6 cents. Let's take a quick look at XDC, guys. I put a video out on XDC. By the way, Black Oil, I see you in the house. What's up, Evan? Vivek, I completely agree with you and just spoke to it. It's absolutely what we need to see today. Guys, drop your questions in the comments. I want to address your questions. I apologize, but I did not have an opportunity to address your questions yesterday. Too busy updating you on price action with Bitcoin. Took a week off last week. Didn't really take the week off. It was forced upon me because I was doing business travel. Very happy to be back this week. So I want to take your TA questions, so make sure to drop them in the live stream. I couldn't get to them yesterday. We can take a look at anything you want. But I want to take a look at XDC real quick since that popped out to me. Guys, this is one that went, and I meant to put out, I don't know if I tweeted about this chart. I don't know if I did. But maybe I did. I might have. Wow, I do tweet a lot, don't I, guys? Yeah, this is XDC. And what I had commented on, look what I commented on. XDC was in a falling wedge. And now, the reason I think it's quite possible XDC could come all the way down to 4.6 cents is because if you look at price action, this is my general expectation, right? We're going to come up over 6 cents, maybe as high as 6.8 cents, and then kind of roll over. The reason I said that was because if you look at the chart, let's just focus on price action. We're kind of hanging out in no man's land down here. Once we broke this area of support at 5.9 cents, which was the bottom of my golden buy zone, okay? We went all the way down literally what, to even 5 cents? Yeah, 5 cents, okay? So we went down to 5 cents, which is a psychological level. There is a case to be made that could hold as support. But really, I've identified based on prior price action that this level is the next area for support. So I've seen too many of these chart setups where I think it's very probable that we're just going to bounce up here. The falling wedge will temporarily play out. Maybe we wick all the way up here, and then we're just going to end up consolidating down here into our final move up. I'm always open to being incorrect. That could be completely incorrect. We could just continue going up from here, but that's kind of what I see in the charts. So I wouldn't buy into green here. I would wait for a pullback, but it's having a very nice day. Never chase the trend. I always say that on this channel. Never chase the trend. Casper is having a great day. If you guys want to take a look at Casper real quick. Where's Casper at? Here's Casper. Guys, come on. For those that tell me that TA don't work, like, give me a break. I saw DT. Shout out to DT if he's listening. He put in a buy limit towards the bottom of this buy zone, which is awesome. He must have gotten in at 3.2 something cents. You can see my golden buy zone here. Now, the reason I kept up this original area of descending resistance, I just chose to keep this in here. Maybe it's distracting. But you can see we bounced all the way down to the bottom of my accumulation zone. And now look what has happened. And again, the reason we went lower, I don't get too cute on this channel. I round figures. I try to keep things nice and easy and simplistic for you. We're not going to put on 3.273456 cents. It's 3.27 cents. But we bounced all the way down here. Now, what do? We wicked perfectly up to here, which is 3.7 cents, right? So it'll be interesting on Casper. What is this, a 6-hour chart? It'll be interesting to see if ultimately we're going to go lower or not. My opinion, especially based on this chart, which is the Casper BTC relativity chart, Casper's moves at this point will be very, and this is very true for the broader market as well. I think its moves in terms of if we're going to see a move down continue to move down, or if we're just going to sort of consolidate in this area and continue moving up, it's going to be driven by what? It's going to be driven by Bitcoin. This is such a strong chart. Such a strong chart, right? I'm expecting another move up until proven otherwise. This thing doesn't look like it's going to fall apart anytime soon. So very strong reaction in price here. The other thing this is going to do on the daily Caspa community is you can see the number one price indicator I indicated in my recent Caspa video was the MACD, right? I wanted to see this thing flatten out and begin to curl up. Well, after today's close, as long as we can hold around current price levels of it's close to 3.6 cents. If we close anywhere near there, it's going to cause this MACD to get close to flattening out. You're going to see this histogram go very light red here. So very, very good to see. Guys, what TA questions do you have for me? Greg, otherwise known as Black Oil, I do recall you asking me that question yesterday on Trios, so I want to make sure to get to you. Now, this is one I feel like we just looked at. So you better have something material for me, Black Oil. You better have something material for me. And I did tell you why I refer to you as Black Oil, right? Friend, I don't even know if you really at this point want to consider him a friend of the family at this point. Friend of the family, whatever. His name is Greg, and we refer to him as Black Oil because, well, that's his screen name for something or email. I don't even know. But comes from the X-Files, actually. So, yes, Greg, we definitely spoke about this. So, since we last spoke about this, let's see what we got here. We got a weekly. Now, what I like to see, if we're checking out just these price indicators here, let's talk about a couple things. I'm going to like that. You pay attention, my friend. Evan, you definitely FOMO'd into some ETH and XRP today. Nice. What are their prices at? Let me just quick check. ETH is at 1730. What's XRP at? I'm surprised thought it was on that watch list there. XRP's at 54 cents. Yeah, both are, again, never financial advice. I think they're both at extremely solid levels to be purchasing. And guys, if you're not hitting the thumbs up, again, it helps the channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to get this crypto live stream out to more people because I have an itty-bitty, tiny, teeny channel. So just take a moment to hit the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It helps me as a content creator for putting a lot of work into the channel. And Kathleen's not here to enforce. Now, this is on the weekly for Trios, and I know that we recently took a look at this. What I like to see, you can see the RSI is starting to pick up a momentum. We're at a really healthy level of 56. Look at the stochastic RSI, though, guys. You know we need to get above the 20 trigger line. We have the positive cross going on, right? Let's take a look at the stochastic RSI. You can see we're starting to curl up, right? We're starting to curl up. Let's get above this 20 trigger line. As long as we have a bullish week this week, as long as we can sustain price levels anywhere near where they are at, Greg, you're going to see a cross on the above the 20 on the stochastic RSI, which would be very bullish. Let's get into the MACD. You can see we're trying to flatten out here. Again, as long as we maintain price levels anywhere where we're at about 358, you're going to see a positive cross up, or at least the MACD getting close to positively crossing up by next week, all right? Other things that I'm evaluating, that I would evaluate on this chart, I like to see the higher highs and higher lows. One thing I might be weary of as the chart continues to, nope, I wouldn't be, I was going to say a rising wedge, but I think you're kind of reaching on that one. Nah, I'm not worried about a rising wedge. Yeah, we're starting to see higher highs and higher lows come in. Greg, nothing really new to report besides that. I mean, you can see the areas of resistance and support that are clearly drawn here. I like the general uptrend. Let's see if we're seeing any bullish divergence or anything like that. 3-day looks like it wants to cross soon. Okay, nice momentum coming in here. Yeah, things are looking good, Greg. Things are looking good. Good, healthy looking chart, in my opinion. Yeah, once we get up, I think it's going to be really interesting, Greg, once we start getting up to this $11 area, because you can see, depending upon the timing of when we start poking up our head towards 11, we have descending resistance, the blue line. you can see the descending resistance back here, right? So we have the descending resistance and an area of price confluence right around 11. So price is really going to get interesting around that level to see how it responds, right? More than likely an initial rejection and then a push up, but it's also quite possible we could slam right through 11 and then come back to back test this area of support and then just continue moving up. You're welcome, my friend. What other questions? What other questions do you guys have? I know there were more questions that came in yesterday that I did not get to. And I think Miroslav had a question for me. He had a couple charts. If you're on the live stream, Miroslav, I know you had a couple charts you wanted me to take a look at. See, I'm learning a lot of your guys' first names, all right, or at least your screen names here. I mean, I know typically I have about 2,000 people, tuning in, but I know the regulars. So, Casper, I was just taking a look at this one. Interesting you say that because one of the things, okay, glad you brought this up because one of the things I just spoke to yesterday, I am planning to have capital available September and October to scale in if we do see some of that downturn that I am still leaning towards until we close this week out. Don't remember the full context of what I said, right? In that video from last Monday, what did I say? I wanted to see how the next 1 to 2 weeks panned out, right? So I really want to see where we're at the end of this week. We have the potential, like I said earlier, we have the potential for this to be a fake out, but we need this week to complete out first. Let's not jump the gun. But I'm going to have capital ready to deploy into some of these assets. One of the obvious assets will be Bitcoin, but there are a couple altcoins I am considering, and one of them is Casper because this thing has been down here forever. And I think it's very advantageous at current levels. So let's kind of take a look at what's going on in the chart here. And I don't mind sharing with you guys. Maybe I'll tweet something out, whichever assets I end up scaling into if we do get that downturn. Evan, you always disclose, you're very transparent. I guess I appreciate that, but don't feel like you have to disclose how much capital you have to park into the markets, my friend. But 1,300, that's a good chunk of change, my friend. 1,300 in South Florida would get you like a shack to rent. It would get you a shack to rent a month. Yeah. CBG doesn't know if he's going to be in South Florida much longer. I actually rent, okay? I rent. This is not my home. I'm renting. Sort of, I guess, life circumstances I've always found myself in. I'm not going to get into my personal life, but I'm renting, and my lease is up next August. So we'll see if I'm still in South Florida at that point. I think it might be time for a change in scenery. Anyway, we have this downward area, okay? Ignore the dotted lines, it's from a video. We have this downward area of resistance here. Oh, I know, Evan. I know that's money for investing, by the way, my friend. So we have the downward area of resistance, and this is on the weekly for Casper, ticker symbol CSPR. Casper, like Casper right here. Of course, this is Caspa, but still Casper. Wouldn't be surprised if Casper made a shirt like this. Thank you for everyone new tuning in. Appreciate the thumbs up and support. Drop your TA questions. For everyone new tuning in, I'm taking whatever questions you'd like on the markets. We can take a look at traditional markets too. If you have a question on the major indices, I haven't actually, quite frankly, looked at them in a little bit. So maybe it would benefit us to look at it together. What's going on here? We're just chipping and chopping around. If we look at the MACD, yeah, we almost got across there. We're trying to flatten out right now. This is on a weekly basis. We're trying to flatten out. RSI is just sort of hanging out at oversold at 44, 45. Stochastic RSI, not much momentum here. We need this thing to cross positive and get above 20. And you can clearly see the area. We're right in this 3-cent area. I don't need to get more specific than that. For me at this point, I think it was Evan. Evan, did you ask the question or who was it? I'm sorry. Cassius, sorry about that. For me on this chart, what is it all about? If I'm looking to get in, I'm getting in now. For me, again, never financial advice. If I was looking to get into Casper, I'm not toying around with a 3 or 5% move. I'm getting in now. This is at a major area of support. Could we come all the way down and come all the way down to 3.1 cents? And that would be approximately like a 20% move down. Yeah, I'm just not 15 to 20% move. I'm not toying around at this point. This is too advantageous of an opportunity. Really, the next key area is going to be descending resistance and then this high, okay? We want to continue making these higher highs. It's going to get interesting once Casper gets all the way up to 6.4 cents. Because once we break, I will share this with you. Once we break 6.4 cents, the question we need to ask ourselves is, where is the next major area of resistance? I don't see another major area of resistance until 8 cents. Okay? I see 8 cents, and then I see this area at 11 cents. So you're talking about once we really start to break out on Casper, okay, and especially when we break 6.4 cents, we're headed towards 8 to 11, in my opinion. We break 6.4 cents, we're heading anywhere between 8 to 11. Now, you're talking about a valuation that's going to be 2 to 3.5 times higher. So that's why I almost don't want to get demonetized. That's why I don't want to screw around, okay? I personally could care less if I buy Casper at 3.6 or 3.3 or 3.2 cents at this point, because for me, this is just me, I'm an investor. My view macro is still there is going to be a massive impulsive wave up when the broader market is least expecting it. Yes, I think it's a lot less likely that Bitcoin, like I said yesterday, creates its new all-time high. Don't want to say that. I think it's a lot less likely that Bitcoin has its blow-off top this year. I think it's a lot more likely where it's going to be early, going into that halving, a little after the halving, whatever the case is, right around there, right? But given that's my investment thesis, given that is my longer-term view of the market since I've been invested, I know these things are going to go parabolic, so I don't care if I buy Casper at 3.6 or 3.3 cents. It doesn't. I'm not going to screw around with 5 to 10 to 15% moves down. And what you could do in a situation like this, if you know this is an opportune time to buy in at a great valuation, maybe you put in a third to a half now. If you have this $1,300 that Evan is advertising to invest, maybe you put like 600 in or 500 in, and you just kind of sit and wait, and see what happens, and put in, I shouldn't say sit and wait to see what happens, put in your buy limit orders at lower entries, and where I would put them would be anywhere in this zone in particular, all the way down to 3.1. If we really get a volatility wick, you could get something that goes as low as here, maybe all the way down to 2.85 cents. But again, this would be my golden area. If you're looking to put in a buy limit order, if you're looking to buy Casper, never financial advice. Let me put it to you this way. If I was looking to scale in, okay, and I had the capital today, I would put 40 to 50% in right now, and then I would be buying anywhere between 3.5 and 3.1 cents. That's what I would be doing personally, okay? That's probably the best way I can put it. Lots of comments coming in here. What do we got? We got Trias, we got Casper. Black oil. I think you asked this yesterday. That's right. Quant or Tau? Quant, no updates. Well, actually, let me give you an update. It's taking longer than I was expecting, but isn't that par for the course in this market? But nothing has changed for me. RSI is increasing. Stochastic RSI is increasing. MACD has completely flattened out and is waiting to cross. And price is literally staying in this $100 range. Guys, I still believe we are going to see an explosive move up in quant. Would not surprise me if it front ran a lot of other projects, given it had an early move here. This is let me be point blank about this, okay? I don't care what your view fundamentally is of the project. I'm just looking at the chart. This is an extremely bullish chart. We have a huge impulsive wave movement up. This is just our wave one movement in a broader Elliott wave, okay? We have our correction. We have our first impulsive wave movement up. We're consolidating. We're waiting for the 3, the 4 correction, and the 5. And this 1, 3, 5 movement up is in the broader context, is a wave 3 within an Elliott wave structure, which is typically the most impulsive, largest move. This is an extremely bullish chart, guys. We're just sitting here at $100, and it's boring as shit to people that don't understand charts. But when it takes off, in my opinion, it's going to go hard. So that's what she said. Tao, didn't we just look at this one too? You guys gotta hit me with something we haven't just looked at. because I know when I look at a lot of these charts, I'm like, hey, let's not talk about this chart until we get to this point. But then I don't think anyone really listens to me. But I could be wrong. Nah, I'm not wrong. Okay. So I had at one point identified a golden buy opportunity between 70 and 61. You can see we came, look at TA. We came down and hit perfectly here at 56. So we've gone below the 61 and we've gone to 56.50. So what is clearly displayed on a 3-day chart. Love the chart though, because we're clearly in the middle of a trend reversal to the upside. We got the higher highs and higher lows coming on ticker symbol TAO, Tau. I felt like I used to know a guy named Tau. TAO. I feel like I used to know a guy named that. Anyway, higher highs and higher lows coming in. Don't know what that's all about. Stochastic RSI is flat. Want to see some momentum pick up. This is on the 3-day. RSI is oversold. Now, what's interesting is on the MACD, we're trying to flatten. I see the histogram, how it's getting lighter in color. We're trying to flatten out, too, the shape. We're trying to curl up. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get that curl up. We're going to get our new candlestick print on Friday. So this candlestick is comprised of today, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we're not going to get a new candlestick until Friday. A lot can happen between now and Friday. You got all the major areas of resistance here, my friends. So there's nothing else I would point out besides the fact we have a downward area of resistance. Yeah, that we also want to break. So nothing new to update besides that. What else we got? What else we got? You're doing a 1,000 on 10x leverage, huh, Evan? All right. Well, go for it, my friend. I would pick something less volatile in nature, but Palm Beach County. So I'm actually Black Oil. I'm in technically I'm in Broward County. I'm in Broward County, but I'm not far from Palm Beach County. Ooh, it's getting a little dark in here. Maybe I should put the light on. We'll have a dark stream. We're going to have a dark stream. I'm in New Simran. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure where that's at. What do I think of BNB? I haven't charted it in a while. We'll take a look at it. You're well into 5 figures into this asset. No, wait, which one was... Oh, Casper? Oh, okay. You're 5 figures in? Nice. Well, I think Casper's going to do quite well, so else it wouldn't be in my investment portfolio. Evan, smart man, not capitulating on quant. Again, quant, it's not all the time, but if you have a beautiful chart like that and it's getting boring, yeah, that is the time when you want to be accumulating. Oh, next to Daytona Beach. I've been to Daytona. Okay, you're not very far from me, actually. Daytona from here is about it's like a 3-hour drive. It's not that far. I used to drive up to Jacksonville back in the day, or travel to Jacksonville, but not anymore. Okay, so we got a couple questions here. BNB and Greg. I'll get to those, and if there aren't any more, we're going to call it a day. Let me see. I know I have a BNB chart. I haven't looked at it forever. I don't own any Binance, but you know, it was offered on Coinbase for a while, and then they took it off. I forget when that was.